Officer Harlan Reed pulled over Jamal Thompson's rusty old Chevy on the dusty outskirts of Detroit, Michigan, on a sweltering afternoon in July 2025. The car sputtered like it was on its last breath, paint peeling off in flakes, and the exhaust coughing black smoke that hung in the air like a bad omen. Harlan, a 15-year veteran of the Detroit PD, leaned out his cruiser window with a smirk that could curdle milk. "Boy, what the hell you driven there? Looks like you scavenged that heap from a junkyard apocalypse. Bet it don't even pass inspection. Pull over before you kill somebody with that rolling hazard." Jamal, an 18-year-old black kid fresh out of high school, gripped the wheel tighter, his knuckles turning white. He had been heading to his part-time gig at the auto shop, sweat beading on his forehead not just from the heat, but from the instant knot in his stomach. "Officer, I ain't doing nothing wrong, just getting to work. Car's old, yeah, but it runs." Harlan stepped out, boots crunching on the gravel, his hand resting casually on his holster like it was a habit. He circled the car, kicking a tire that wobbled under the pressure. "Runs? This thing's a death trap on wheels. License and registration, kid, and make it quick. I got real crimes to chase, not babysit, in scrap metal parades." Jamal fumbled for his papers, heart pounding. Passers-by slowed down, phones out, but no one intervened. This was Detroit, where stops like this happened too often in neighborhoods like his. "Here, sir, everything's in order." Harlan snatched them, scanning with exaggerated disdain. "Jamal Thompson, huh, from the east side. Figures. Kids like you think you can roll around in this junk, actin' like you own the road. My taxes pay for these streets, not your welfare wheels. Fix this eyesore or park it in the yard where it belongs, next to the trash cans." The words hit like punches. Jamal's face burned. "Welfare? I work for every dime, man. This car's all I got from my grandpa. You don't know me." Harlan laughed, a deep belly rumble that echoed off the abandoned buildings nearby. "Oh, I know your type. Dreamin' big but driven small. Bet you'll be back in my sights soon enough. Steal, in hubs or something to pimp this ride. Ticket for the exhaust violation, an unsafe vehicle. Pay up or lose it." He scribbled the citation, thrusting it at Jamal like a challenge. Jamal took it, voice steady but eyes blazing. "This ain't right. You pull me over for nothing but the way it looks. Watch your tone, boy." Harlan snapped, leaning in close enough for Jamal to smell the coffee on his breath. "Or I'll add resistin for good measure. Now get this rust bucket off my road before I impound it myself." Jamal drove off fuming, the ticket crumpling in his fist. That night, he vented to his mom in their modest apartment. "Ma, this cop straight mocked me. Called my car junk, implied I'm trash. I ain't letting it slide." His mom, a nurse who'd raised him alone after his dad split, sighed. "Baby, that's the world we in. Stay smart, stay safe. God's got plans." But Jamal had plans too. Unbeknownst to Harlan, Jamal wasn't just any teen. His late grandpa had left him a trust fund from a savvy real estate, flipped back in the day, properties in up-and-coming areas that exploded in value. Jamal had been quietly investing his shop earnings into apps and stocks, turning thousands into millions through crypto trades he'd learned online. He lived low-key, driving the old Chevy to blend in, avoid the spotlight in a city where flash got you targeted. The next morning, Harlan cruised his usual route, black coffee in hand, radio crackling with dispatch calls. He turned onto a gated community in Bloomfield Hills, the ritzy suburb where Detroit's elite hid behind manicured lawns and security cameras. Routine patrol, rich folks loved extra eyes on their mansions. As he idled at a stop sign, a sleek black Tesla Model S pulled up beside him, tinted windows gleaming. The window rolled down, and there was Jamal, fresh, faced in a designer tee, smirking from the driver's seat of what was clearly a $100K ride. But wait, behind him, the gates swung open to a sprawling estate that screamed old money revived. Marble fountains, a fleet of luxury cars in the drive, including that same rusty Chevy parked like a trophy out front. Harlan's jaw dropped, coffee spilling on his lap. "What the kid, you here? Jamal leaned out, voice cool as ice. "Mornin', Officer Reed. Funny runnin' into you. Parked outside my place now, huh? Guess that welfare wheelboy owns half the block." Harlan stammered, eyes bulging at the mansion's expanse. "Pool house, tennis courts, the works. This ain't possible. Yesterday you were rollin' in junk. Yeah, that's what you said." Jamal's tone sharpened, drawing a crowd of neighbors peeking from windows. "Mocked my ride, my life, but pull up my records, officer. Jamal Thompson, net worth pushin' 8 figures, that Chevy, sentimental, keeps me grounded in the real world. You know, the one where cops like you profile and humiliate folks for sport." Harlan's face reddened, a vein throbbing in his neck. He stepped out of the cruiser, badge suddenly feeling heavy. "Listen here, I was doing my job. That car was a hazard. Bullshit." Jamal exploded, voice echoing off the gates. They argued heatedly right there on the street, Harlan's colleagues later pulling up to defuse, but not before phones captured it all. "Job, you called me boy, implied I steal, said my type don't belong. That's racism wrapped in a badge. I could buy your precinct with pocket change, but you'd still be pullin' over black kids for existin'." Harlan jabbed a finger. "You watch your mouth. I got friends in high places too. This ain't over." "Oh, it's over." Jamal cut in, pulling out his phone, already called the chief, and Channel 7 News, they're en route. #justice served. The confrontation went viral, sparking debates from Detroit to D.C. on profiling, wealth gaps, and redemption. Harlan faced suspension, mandatory bias training, while Jamal launched a foundation for at-risk youth, turning pain into power. If you're watching this unfold from New York, London, or Chicago, hit like if it fires you up. Share your thoughts below. What would you do in Jamal's shoes? Subscribe for more real stories that hit home, and call out injustice where you see it. Stay vigilant, folks. That hook grabs you right. Cop mocks the ride, wakes up to regret it big time. Now, diving deeper into how it all went down in the Motor City. It started innocently enough, or so Harlan thought. He'd been on the force since 2010, patrolling the streets where factories once boomed but now rusted like Jamal's Chevy. Harlan prided himself on keeping it real, as he told his buddies at the bar after shifts. "These kids need tough love," he'd say, nursing a beer. But truth was, Harlan carried biases like badges, pinned deep. Jamal, on the other hand, grew up in the shadows of those same factories. His grandpa, Elijah Thompson, had been a line worker who moonlighted flipping houses in the 90s boom. Elijah passed 2 years back, leaving Jamal a portfolio worth millions. Warehouses turned lofts, land in gentrifying zones. Jamal's mom insisted on humility. "Don't flash, son. Earn respect quiet." So Jamal drove Grandpa's '85 Chevy, tinkered on it himself at the shop where he apprenticed. He coded apps on the side, one for car diagnostics sold to a startup for 7 figures. Crypto flips added more. Bank accounts swelled, but he stayed in the old apartment, saving for bigger moves. That July day, the stop was routine for Harlan. Spot the old car in a black neighborhood, assume trouble. Pull over. He barked over the loudspeaker. Jamal complied, engine rattling to a stop. "What's the issue, officer?" Harlan approached, sunglasses hiding eyes that judged instantly. "Issue, this vehicle's a disgrace. Fumes violating code 22,650. Unsafe operation. And you, young man, look like you can't afford better." Jamal's blood boiled. "Can't afford? Sir, with respect, you don't know my finances." Harlan chuckled mockingly. "Finances, kid, in that ride. You're clownin'. Bet it's stolen or hot. Wired, step out. Hands where I can see 'em." They stood there, tension thick. Jamal exited slowly. "Not stolen, inherited, and I'm late for work." "Work, flippin' burgers," Harlan sneered, radioing in the plates. Clean, but he pressed. "See, boys like you cause problems. Rusty cars, baggy clothes. Profile fits." "Profile, that's code for racism." Jamal's voice rose, heated now. Cars honked, but traffic flowed around them. Harlan got in his face. "Racism, I see colorblind." See threats, your attitude's the problem. Tickets $250, pay or court. Jamal snatched it. This harassment, I'll fight it. Fight away, rich boy. Harlan taunted sarcastically. Oh wait, you're not. Back to the hood. Jamal drove off, calling his lawyer, a contact from investments, sue for profiling, he said. Next morning, Harlan's patrol took him to Bloomfield, the mansion. Jamal bought it months ago, renovating quietly. He parked the Tesla out front deliberately, tipped off a friend to alert media. When Harlan spotted him, "You stalking me now?" Jamal laughed bitterly. "Stalking, this my crib, fool, 10,000 square feet, paid cash, that junk you mocked, parked here to remind me of pricks like you." Harlan sputtered, "Cash, bull, prove it." Jamal flashed deeds on his phone. "There, now apologize or face the consequences." "Apologize, for enforce in law," Harlan yelled, neighbors filming. "You think money makes you better than a bigot. Damn right." Jamal fired back. "You degraded me publicly, now world sees." The argument escalated, Harlan threatening arrest, Jamal dialing a clue live. Officer Reed, badge 4782, harassing millionaire teen after failed shakedown. Backup arrived, de-escalating. Harlan suspended pending probe. Twist, internal affairs uncovered Harlan's history. Dozens similar stops, all minorities. Jamal's viral video led to reforms, his foundation funding dashcams for community cars. From L.A. to Berlin, folks shared. If this resonates in your city, Toronto, Sydney, comment below. Ever faced profiling? Fight back. Like, share, subscribe for updates. Justice ain't free, but it's worth it. Building the suspense, weeks before, Jamal sensed trouble brewing in Detroit. Crime up, cops on edge post riots. He avoided flash, but Harlan targeted anyway. Post stop, Jamal researched Harlan. Complaints galore on forums. "He's a bully," a Redditor wrote. Night of, Jamal moved to the mansion early, staging the reveal. Morning confrontation, full blowout. "Harlan, get off my patrol route." Jamal, "Your route. I pay taxes here too. More than you earn in a decade." Harlan, threatening an officer. Jamal, exposing one. Smile for the cameras. Media swarmed. Chief apologized publicly. Jamal's twist. Donated the Chevy to a museum on police reform. Ending strong. Harlan retired early, disgraced. Jamal thrived, mentoring youth on wealth building without losing roots. Call to action, wherever you are. Mumbai, Paris. Stand against bias. Share your stories here. What's your take? Engage now.